Summer in the South. Now, I admit summer is not really my favorite season. I love the fall with the cool, crisp air and Ektachrome blue skies. But there is one thing about summer that I do look forward to every year, and that is when my tomatoes get ripe. Beautiful. Now I can enjoy two of my favorite summer treats, which are tomato sandwiches and tomato gravy. This morning, I want to show you a very simple and easy recipe for tomato gravy using ingredients that you already have on hand. And I'm getting kind of hungry, so let's get to the kitchen. So what will we serve this gravy over? Well, biscuits, of course. Okay, I'm not much of a cook, so don't hate on me, but I love these flaky layer canned biscuits. And the neat thing is, if you put your biscuits in the oven, then start cooking your gravy, everything gets done about the same time. For our ingredients, we have 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and 3 tablespoons of bacon grease. Now, if you don't have bacon grease, don't worry about it. Just use vegetable oil, it works great. So just start stirring this together. There we go. Just keep stirring as we're starting to bubble up a little bit. Keep stirring. This is on a medium-high heat. You can let it simmer for a few seconds, but not too long. It'll begin to burn on the bottom. Just keep stirring, and then, as you'll see right here, it kind of all of a sudden starts to thicken, and the color begins to change. It starts taking on a more tan color, and this is the point where you kind of need to be a little bit careful and just keep stirring. You don't want to burn it. So as you see here, the color is beginning to change a little bit more, and it's thickening a little bit more. Just keep stirring, and now it's really starting to turn brown. So I'm going to back off on the heat a little bit. So this is where you decide how brown you want your gravy. Basically what you're doing here is cooking the flour. You see that the color begins to change more rapidly now, and it begins to really thicken up. I like my gravy pretty brown, so I'm going to keep going here, but you could stop at any point right now and go to the next step. Okay, so that's about where I like it. And basically what we've done here is made a roux. Now it's time for our third ingredient, and I like to turn the heat off for this step. So we have about 1 1/3 cup of water, and you want to add it about 1/3 at a time. So stir that in. And at first it looks like, oh my goodness, you have made a mess. But just keep stirring. Just keep stirring. It's starting to look like gravy. Just keep stirring, stir all that in. Now let's add about another 1/3 cup. And stir that in. And then about another 1/3 cup. Normally I don't measure this out, I just kind of do it by eye, but just for this video to give you some reference points for volumes. Okay, now we've got that pretty brown gravy look, and it's time for the star of the show, the tomato. I like to peel my tomatoes for this. Of course, if you want to leave the peeling on, that'll work fine as well. Now we just want to dice it into the gravy. If you don't have fresh tomatoes, canned tomatoes work very well for this also. I sometimes do that in the winter just to enjoy this in the off season. Okay, let's turn the heat back on and stir all this together. Wow, that's looking good. I'm going to add a little more water. This is personal preference here, but I like my gravy a little bit thinner. If you like yours thicker, just use less water. I like to bring this back up to a simmer for just a little bit and get that tomato all nice and up to temperature. Then take the heat back down. Okay, well, as far as constructing the gravy, that's pretty much done. Now, you just flavor it to taste with salt and pepper. And once you get it flavored like you like it, your gravy is done. Let's check on the biscuits. Oh yeah. Pair that with a couple of pieces of bacon and it's hard to beat. Now, if you search for tomato gravy recipes, you'll find several out there that are much more elaborate than this. But remember, I said simple and easy. So if you enjoyed learning about tomato gravy, be sure and hit the like button so that YouTube will show other viewers. And if you appreciate the content on my channel, you might consider subscribing. But I thank you for watching, and I hope that I'll see you again soon in another video. All right.